Oh, hey HGTV, welcome to my home. Come on in. I'm so excited you guys are here. Welcome to my house. I'm gonna show you around. Let's start in the kitchen. I'm Maegan Blau. I'm an interior designer that specializes in accessibility. I'm the founder of Blue Copper Design, and I live in Queen Creek, Arizona. I've lived in Arizona my whole life. I'm so excited to show you my house. My house is a track house. We did not get to pick any finishes, and I was okay with that because I knew I was gonna tear up most things anyway and make it my own. Because they were builder grade cabinets, countertops, everything was just like dark and basic and boring. I was really excited to renovate this. My biggest priority for the kitchen was 1, making it beautiful, 2, making it accessible, and 3, prioritizing organization. We did that by utilizing drawers. All of our lower cabinetry are drawers. These cabinets are actually from IKEA. We were balling on a budget. We've been in this house for like 10 years now. I knew I wanted to use IKEA cabinets. I've always loved their quality craftsmanship and everything and just wanted to give it a try. They also have really cool organization where it's like a drawer inside of a drawer, so we utilize that. Every single cabinet I can get to, my husband can get to, anyone who's standing, sitting, whatever, can get to the cabinet. Safety is important, and a really big accessibility safety tip is to have a stovetop with knobs on the front. So a lot of people think that like accessibility is weird or customized or has to be like completely different than a standard kitchen or a standard design, but it definitely doesn't have to be. It can be just like intentional or easy swaps that are done for a reason. This is one of those things. So something that I was really intentional about was removing all of the upper cabinetry. I hate upper cabinetry. I just think it's ugly. You might see some of our projects with upper cabinetry, and that's totally fine. If I had a choice, I would love to make a design moment out of the top part of your kitchen rather than just having upper cabinetry. I'm a neat freak, like hence all my drawers. I love like the inside of things to look just as pretty as the outside. My husband, on the other hand, was not blessed with that gene, and he's a mess. And he's tall, he's like 6'4". So if I did leave some upper cabinetry, I just knew that there would be stuff up there that I would never be able to get to. So I was like, let's remove it, make it pretty, and then no random stuff can be in my upper cabinets. One of the things that I tell our clients all the time is to utilize like smart home features, and the best one to utilize for that is like lighting. I've been at war with my smart home lighting for like the past 5 years. I used to use smart plugs, smart bulbs, like thinking they would be great. They would always like disconnect from my Wi-Fi, and then I would have my husband have to like get up there and reset it because I was like, oh, perfect, like smart bulb up there because these lights are not switched. We didn't switch them. That was always a hassle. So 1, I probably should have switched them. That would have been like easy. I think we forget that light switches are technology, but I didn't do that. So now I am on to like traditional Christmas tree timers for all of my lights. At 5 o'clock on the dot, they all like pop on. At 9 o'clock, they all go down. I have that all throughout my house. I'm still at war with them though. Like they still don't work exactly right. So if anyone has like a recommendation, please let me know. This is a shout out to electricians and wires and regular old switches. Like I think they're probably the best. Appliances are obviously like a really big decision when making a kitchen. From an accessibility standpoint, there's a few things that I like to look for. For me, I want as many drawers as possible. Our drawers filled with drinks because we are a drink household. Me and my husband, we like fun drinks. So having the freezer drawer with like the 4th drawer was the best one for us. I can reach the top shelf. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, but I am really happy knowing that like I can access everything. I think that's really important when it comes to designing for accessibility. There's a lot of people who cannot access a lot of parts of their home. So when they hire us as a design team, we're making sure that people can like really utilize their space, because I just think it's kind of crazy that people pay a full mortgage or a full rent and there's like literally parts of their home that they can't go into. So like I mentioned, my husband's 6'4". I'm like, I don't know, 4 feet, 3 feet sitting down. And obviously like the height difference is a lot. That's a question I get asked all the time is like, how do you make things work for someone who's standing versus someone who's sitting? Another thing that we did with that is I actually kept the countertops at standard height. So these are at standard 36 inches from the floor. And I find that it's fine for me. Like maybe in a perfect world, we would have something a little bit different. But this is one of those like myths when it comes to accessibility that, you know, everything has to be lowered to 32 or 34 inches. And then that like has a domino effect of how you're trying to design a home. And I think like under island areas are definitely undertreated. It's viewed from almost every part of our house. And so having a wow factor down here is like unexpected, cool, artisan, and it's not that much square footage. So even if you find a tile that's like a higher price per square foot, if you're not using a lot, like it can still be a budget option. One of my favorite parts about a home, and obviously needed for entertaining, is a dining room. So I'm gonna take you over to my dining room. I think every home needs a dining table. A dining table is like the great equalizer. Everyone comes around the table to eat. From like an accessibility standpoint, like we're all at the same level. Funny story about this table. My husband's best friend came over. My husband like played a prank on him because his friend thinks that like I'm bougie because I'm a designer, which like, I guess, I don't know. And so my husband was like, yeah, this table was made out of the wood from George Washington's like ship that he came over here with. His friend believed him. We let it go for like a week or so. And when he came back, he was like, that's George Washington's table. My husband was like, that wasn't true. This is from West Elm. Like, me and my husband still refer to this as George Washington's table. I think a way to like elevate a design in a dining room, of course, is to do like a nod on a like traditional or like a classic dining chair. So I don't sit in dining chairs. Like I always stay in my own wheelchair when I eat. I wanted something obviously beautiful and comfortable for guests. And these are kind of a play on like your classic wishbone chair. Large art, I think a lot of people struggle with finding, like myself included, especially art that isn't like thousands and thousands of dollars. So I actually made this painting because I wanted something really big here and everything I was finding was too expensive. And then I had a lot of like leftover sample paint cans from just like projects and testing things. And I was like, well, I don't want it just like white on white on white on white. So I added dimension by experimenting with paint, and it's actually like one of my favorite pieces in my house. My family all the time is like, I can't believe you painted that. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. It turned out really cool. But I think like having that mix of, you know, a classic design piece, something homemade, something that you found while traveling, and then even something like from West Elm that you trick your friends with is like what makes a house a home and, you know, like adds to the story of everything. So this is Luna. She is our 6-year-old corgi. Very friendly, and I think the dining room is also probably her favorite room because this is where you get all of Mom's table scraps, which we don't tell your vet about. But I think her second favorite place, or maybe even her first, is the backyard. So do you wanna go outside? Let's go outside. Come on, let's go. So a super simple thing that we added to make the backyard accessible is a ramp. And we had it match the concrete so that I could be in our little backyard oasis. I love spending time out here, as you can see, but mostly this is like a winter backyard. We put the turf in for the dogs, made it cute and pretty from the inside, but in the summer, we don't spend a lot of time out here, and it is the dead of summer right now. You guys can stay out here as long as you want, but we're going back to the air conditioning. Okay, let's go cool off in the living room. The color blue is my favorite color. It also is my last name. So my last name means blue in German. So I feel very like obligated to use blue everywhere, but I love it too. So we started with this big blue rug. I like to use rugs to enhance accessibility. I think a lot of people think that removing rugs makes a more accessible home, but for me, like it adds a little bit of traction. So when I'm transferring in and out of chairs, it helps so that my chair isn't like sliding away from me. I also love a wool rug over any other kind. I just think that they're better for stains and longevity. Another part about accessibility are recliners. Designers typically have a beef with recliners. For me, I think that they're super comfortable and great. I wish that there was more like cute ones on the market. Anytime that you don't have to move your body to move your body is preferred with accessibility. A perk of being an interior designer is getting ruined items and making them pretty, and that was the story with this chair. So I went to a showroom presentation where the showroom was demonstrating the quality of their product, and by doing that, they tore apart a perfectly good chair to show the inner workings of it all, and at the end of the demonstration, someone got to take the chair home. I took this chair. It originally had like this green velvet fabric on it. It was torn to shreds. It really looked like a cat like got its claws into it. I've been obsessed with pattern upholstery lately, and I knew that this chair needed to have a pattern moment. The thing with like doing a theme in design is like a little bit goes a long way. Obviously, like I love the desert. I've lived here my whole life. That's kind of the way my style leans. And I knew I wanted to really play into that with the fabric that I chose. I feel like this chair pulls a lot of design weight, really reinforcing that theme. This is also Luna's like one of her favorite corners because she likes to sit on this chair and just stare at me while I watch TV, which is adorable and creepy all at the same time. So should we go show them the bedroom? Come on, let's go. Come on, Lynn. Welcome to my bedroom. This is where me, my husband, and Luna sleep. This big bed down here is actually all for Luna. Luna. One thing I love to do in a bedroom is make it feel different than every other part of the house. So we did that in here with color drenching. I really wanted to experiment with color drenching, and the ceiling and the walls are this really pretty cool like green gray. All of the lighting in here absorbs nicely into this room, and it just feels like a nice little cocoon that you want to sleep in. I absolutely love being in bed. If I can be in bed, I'm going to be in bed. When people ask me what my hobbies are, I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I want to go to bed and watch my shows. I know I'm kind of like a grandma in that way, but I don't really care. One thing that is nice about our bedroom is that this is an adjustable bed frame that's inside of like a traditional bed frame. So the mattress goes up and down, which is really great for pressure relief. As a wheelchair user, like being able to shift and get relief like off of my bum and legs is really important to me. Being able to have the bed frame that moves up and down so that once again, I don't have to like move my body to adjust is really nice. My husband and I have had this bed frame, I think, since we've known each other. So it's been like 15 years. These used to be taller. We cut them down, and that is a little accessibility hack that I like to do because beds are usually really, really tall. When designing bedrooms for a couple, which my husband and I are, I like to make it really personal to the couples. Any like mementos or pictures of other family members or kids, like you can put that in other places in the house, but like keep it out of your bedroom. I think it's a nice moment for a couple to have a space that's just theirs, and a really great way to do that is to showcase some wedding photos. I strategically chose pictures of my husband and I on our wedding day that we were not looking at the camera because I didn't want to watch me sleep. And I did it in black and white too, so I think that also like tones it down a little bit. For Valentine's Day one year, my husband got me a metal rose, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I am a girl who loves flowers. Like, as you can tell, like I want flowers everywhere in my home. Some girls are like, oh, flowers just die, don't get them for me. No, please get me flowers, like real ones. But having like a metal flower that is never gonna die just meant a lot to me. And now anytime we find metal flowers, we get them. So we found a metal sunflower. I found some like copper daisies and things. So I like displaying that in the bedroom too. Probably my favorite thing about the bedroom is that it's attached to our primary bathroom. So let's go take a look in there. I think the bathroom is the most important part of the house when it comes to accessibility. This was the first place that we did our renovation. When we first moved into this house, we completely ripped out everything in here. We removed a garden tub and a traditional stand-up shower and opted for 2 double showers. So I use a shower chair when I shower. I know it's a common misconception, but a lot of people think that like I take a shower in my everyday wheelchair, and that's just not correct. With this double swing pivot glass door, it really like keeps everything really warm in the winter. That's something that we see a lot with accessibility. There's a lot of open showers with tall ceilings. So the ceilings in here are 9 feet. If we didn't have like a completely glass enclosed shower, it would be freezing in here to take a shower. So a lot of people think that you can't have a door when it comes to accessibility, and you absolutely can. I did some refreshing in the house recently, and one of my favorite places that I redid was this vanity area. I realized that my husband and I never use a sink at the same time. So this is really like my domain. I just didn't feel like we needed 2 sinks. I would rather have some storage and some extra counter space instead of 2 sinks here. What really is the game changer is being able to have an integrated sink that is ramped and like to my perfect dimensions. When it comes to accessibility, I love a ramped sink. So that's a sink that like gradually goes down like a ramp instead of like a 90-degree drop off like a traditional sink. It's just easier to wash your face, brush your teeth, wash your hands, and having that little bit of like extra slope gives some support for me at least, so I can like lean my forearms on there. I feel like even though I just got it done, and I can like see how I can build upon this idea for other applications and other clients. Speaking of clients, let's go to my office and I'll show you where the real design magic happens. So this is my home office. This is where my business started. I started Blue Copper Design 8 years ago for people like me. I was finding that there was just no options when it came to accessibility and good design. I felt like I had to choose one or the other. I've used my wheelchair for 17 years. So I had a diving accident when I was 17 and broke my neck. I'm technically a quadriplegic. When that happens, like obviously it's a complete life shift. Quickly turned 18, went to college, and like had to really learn how to navigate the world using a wheelchair and as an adult for the first time. I just kept finding that like I wasn't the problem. It was like the spaces that were the problem, because I would be able to, you know, thrive and go into spaces and be completely independent. And then if the space like wasn't set up for me, I would be completely dependent on somebody. And I think it was just a big realization that we're not taking into account life's changes and the longevity of homes. There are plenty of friends and family's homes that like I cannot access to this day. And without doing the renovations in this home, I wouldn't be able to live here. I really started my business to offer a solution for that. But maintaining like a self-identity is really important to me as well. Like I am not just Maegan, the girl who is paralyzed. I'm not just Maegan, the girl who's a quadriplegic. I am Maegan, and that encompasses a lot of different things. I know that if I wasn't paralyzed, and if this like path didn't take me this way in life, I would probably still end up as an interior designer. And that's something that I'm proud to say. Like I am staying true to who I am. This is where I start my designs. This is where, after I've talked to clients and I've gathered all the information about what they like and what they don't like and what they need from their home, I come in here, I pull all of my materials, and I really just start playing. Something I've learned as a designer is creativity needs rest and creativity needs play. And that is where like freedom and the best ideas come from. That's where I start. I think that accessibility has always been thought of as an afterthought, and therefore it has looked medical, clinical, adapted, accommodated, thrown in there, you name it. To me, like adapted is a bad word. Like to me, that means retrofitted. It means that it was unintentional. And so this is really where my intention starts. Speaking of clients, I got a call with one in like 10 minutes. So I have loved our time, but I'm gonna show you guys the door so that you can travel home safe. HGTV, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for coming. I'll call you when I'm redoing more stuff in my house, because you know I will be. Get home safe.